Hi guys, Steph here. What we've got for you today is a lovely pen. Now, for you people that watch my videos regular, you'll know occasionally we come across pens that unfortunately do not have any barrel imprint or any model numbers or anything, any kind of marking stamped to the pen. And unfortunately, it's sometimes difficult to find out who actually made the pen. Now, this particular pen, as you can see, comes in this lovely hard rubber, but it's actually the sort of tree bark effect. It's got this sort of red and black marbling, but it's made of black, well, not black, it's made of hard rubber in this red and black tree bark effect. Now, as I say, this one's got no markings at all, but I believe the pen is actually made by Burnham. And although it's made by Burnham, it may have some sort of association, maybe even with other manufacturers, because Burnham at the time, they made a lot of pens, lots of different colours, different variations, different trim, and they also made pens for other manufacturers and vice versa. And I do believe that Burnham had some sort of association at the time with De La Rue, so this may be a Burnham and De La Rue sort of configured pen, but I'm just going to simply call it a Burnham made fountain pen. You may have noticed it's a lever fill. You can see it's got this short lever. The lever may have actually been gold plated originally. You can see now it looks like it's sort of just simply nickel, so you know, slightly on the worn side. The cap has no cap bands, as you can see there. And if we take you to the top there, again, one of the reasons I believe it's Burnham is this clip. It's what they term as a ball-ended clip, very reminiscent of the early Burnham clips. Also, to the very top, you'll see the finial to the top of the cap there has got this sort of rounded, domed, knurled cap top, which incidentally unscrews. And again, that's very reminiscent of the early Burnham fountain pens. So all in all, we've got a fountain pen with no manufacturer's name, no name that we can associate it with. Blooming hell, I'll have to get my teeth right. All in all though, saying that, although it's a pen that is not stamped or anything like that, it's still a lovely quality made pen. You can actually, just to feel the pen and the material, a lovely pen, and that's why I thought, right, let's do a little review on it anyway. The cap on this one, well, incidentally, the size of it from the top of the cap to the bottom of the barrel, around about 135 millimeters capped. Around the barrel, it's a nice 11 millimeters in diameter. Let's take the cap off, which is an unscrewed cap. Let's give you a twirl, show you some different angles of the pen. As I say, a lovely pen. It'd be nice to know for definite who made the pen, but either way, still a lovely, nice vintage pen. When I say vintage, I don't know, we're dating the pen maybe 1920s, 1930s. If we take you up to the section, you can see it's got this sort of concave section there, again in the same hard rubber material. And if we show you the nib is a nice, it's actually a warranted 14 karat first quality nib, which again is quite normal for the pens of this particular period. Where the manufacturer wasn't a Conway or Burnham or Swan, whatever, they would actually use these warranted nibs, and some of them are actually very nice nibs. Let's show you a sideways view, and let's turn it round and show you the feed. Another reason for believing it may be a Burnham is the feed there. You can see the feed again is this hard rubber, and again made out of the same material as the pen. Just a little thing I'd like to mention to you. One of the other reasons it may be a Burnham is that a little fact that I actually found out is that where these the thread here to the top of the barrel. On most pens, like the like of maybe Conway Stewart of the period, when they actually did the thread, they had what they termed, if you like a starting point of the thread. On the sort of Conway Stewarts, etc., they had what they term as 4 starting points. Now this pen has actually just got 2 starting points for the thread, and again that was very reminiscent of Burnham pens of that period. So another little hint is the fact that this thread here, I don't know if you can actually see it, has what we term as 2 starting points as opposed to sort of the regular 4. So again, that's another reason why I believe the pen is a Burnham. It's a nice size pen. The section there with this sort of concave makes it lovely and comfortable to actually hold. We've put a new sack in the pen, we've cleaned it, etc. So okie dokie, I know you'd like to see it writing. So let's dip the nib in the ink. Let's pull on the lever. Looking over the top, we can see lots of bubbling going on, which is precisely what we want to see. And let's bring on some paper. So what we've got is I'd say a vintage fountain pen from, I don't know, maybe 1920s, the 1930s, and again I believe it to be a Burnham made pen. Does it have any flex? Yes, it has a little bit of variation in the line. You can see on the downward stroke we can actually get a broader line, but as I'm writing now, you can see I'm not applying any pressure. It's writing, I would say, with a fine line, but once we apply a bit of pressure, you can see we can get a little bit of variation in the line. So all in all, writing nicely. As I say, I would say just standard writing with a fine line, but a nice writer, a nice wet writer as well. So let's pop that to one side. Let's pop the cap back on, and there we have it. So what we've got is an unnamed fountain pen, I believe to be made by Burnham. Lovely pen, lovely condition, worthy, I believe, of a review, because a lot of these pens, people don't know who made them. They get sort of poo-pooed and put to one side, and people, you know, are not as interested as if it had a barrel imprint, you know, stating the name of the manufacturer. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at the pen as much as I enjoyed showing them to you people. Incidentally, there's another pen that I showed you quite a while ago, which again had no name, a lovely mauve and black marble fountain pen, and since then I've also found out that pen was also a Burnham made fountain pen. So what I'm going to do, you'll see here, if you click on this link at the top there, go and have a look at that pen. Although at the time we said we didn't know who made it, again doing a little bit of research, I believe it's also a pen made by Burnham. So don't forget to leave a comment below, don't be shy, and have you subscribed? If you haven't, then why not subscribe? But for now, I'll just say bye bye.